Welcome back in. Zach Gelb Show, Fox Sports 920 The Jersey. Can't wait to get to my next guest. This man was such a fun player to watch. He was tough, he was clutch, and overall he was a winner, and that was evidenced by the 3 Super Bowls that he did win in New England. And now joining us on the Zach Gelb Show as we get you ready for the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 51 between the Patriots and the Falcons next Sunday in Houston is going to be Kevin Faulk. Hey, Faulk, what's happening, my friend?
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Well, always love when I get to talk to Kevin Faulk. I got a chance to actually see you on the field when I was at Gillette Stadium last weekend, and after the game you saw Willie McGinnis, you and Coach Belichick share a special moment. What were you saying to the coach, and what did Coach Belichick have to say back to you?
Just congratulations, and it just never seems to fail that all the hard work that he puts in as a coach and how he wants you to be great, each and every week, not just each and every year, but each and every week, because he understands that things change, situations change during the course of a season.
What does it mean after all these years when you still go to Gillette Stadium? And obviously you're one of the all-time great Patriots. Fans always love you because of your clutch play. But to be embraced that way by Patriot fans, what does that mean to you after all these years?
It just goes to show you something like my mom told me when I was younger. If you do something the right way, trust me, people are going to let you know and recognize you later on in life whenever you're done and finished with whatever you was doing. They're going to let you know if you've done a good job or if you was, respectable.
It's unbelievable, this run. It's been 17 years since Bill Belichick has been the head coach. The team has been to 7 Super Bowls under Bill. We know what Tom means to this franchise. Take it back to the beginning, though. When you first met Bill Belichick, I know you were here under Pete Carroll, but what do you remember the first time you met Coach Bill Belichick?
Strictly business. Football was his thing. If you didn't do your job, you probably wouldn't have been there.
And you see the success that they've been able to have, and we know it all starts with Mr. Kraft, and then it trickles down to Bill and controlling what goes on in that organization, and then you get a player like Tom Brady. But other than that, it takes a full 53 to be this successful for that long. You've been in that locker room in New England. Just what is the secret behind the success? Because you don't usually see these types of runs in any sport, especially this long, being so good over this long period of time.
So everything starts at the top, from the owner to the general manager to the head coach, and we all know what Bill Belichick is. Everybody know what type of football coach he is. Everybody know that he's a football guy. That's what he was put here for.
And the competitive nature of Tom Brady, the game doesn't get old. He could get complacent. He's 39 years old, looking for that 5th Super Bowl, and he still has that chip on his shoulder for being picked in the 6th round. You played with Tom. Just take me more into that competitive fire that Tom Brady has.
Well, it all starts before the season even starts. Understanding who he's playing, understanding what type of defense he's playing, understanding who he's playing with. Training camps, mini camps, all these camps that they have during the offseason, that helps him determine what type of guys he has on his team. This guy is out. This is my deep ball guy. This guy for me. He does a whole lot of, inside training himself in his mind of what he has to do when the season gets there.
Kevin Faulk with us right now on the Zach Gelb Show, the 3-time Super Bowl champion, longtime New England Patriot. You take a look at what happened 2 years ago with Deflategate, and then Tom eventually had to sit out the first 4 games this year. You know Tom wants to win it in the worst way this year, but he's going to handle this thing with class, and you could tell so far by the comments made by both Roger Goodell and Tom Brady. Down deep, what do you think this would mean for Tom with everything that went on this year to win this game coming up next Sunday?
Well, I put it this way. It's going to mean a whole lot for him because it's going to be another win, another championship run that they had. To say that he's thinking about Roger Goodell right now is hard for me. He's thinking about the Atlanta Falcons defense right now. You recall after the game on Sunday, he said that he stayed up till 1:30 in the morning looking over the Falcons defense and looking at their personnel and everything and trying to determine, which way they were going to attack and everything. And that just goes to show you what type of player he is.
The run game wasn't there early in the AFC Championship game, but then came on late. When you take a look at this Patriots run game, what stands out to you, Kevin?
Well, I understand that the run game wasn't there early in the game, but If you look at the New England Patriots offense, it's I'm going to take what you give me type of offense. Whatever I have to do to win the football game, if you try to take this away from me, well, I'm going to try to do something else. I'm not going to, stick my head in and just keep. And they do a real good job of doing that. Now, they know in their mind they have to run the ball there, but even if the team is very stout at stopping it, well, at some point you have to try to stick it in there and keep it in there.
And with that being said, you take a look at this offense. You don't have the most talented guys necessarily on paper, but Julian Edelman has been a beast for years. Chris Hogan just had a breakout game in the AFC Championship game. Dion Lewis was bounced around the league. How does Bill continue to get the best out of these players that have been overlooked for so many years?
You just got to give credit to the scouting department. Looking for guys that they're familiar with. This scouting department and the Patriots been together for a while. You had a couple of guys that branched off and are now GMs and doing real well for themselves. But this scouting department has been around for a while, and they know what they're looking for in players. They know what type of players that Bill is looking for. And if you look at the New England Patriots offense or just their defense, they try to bring in similar guys that they've had already, and it's been working for them.
Bill gives all the credit to the players, and that was evident after the game on Sunday. You look, though, also at someone that made a return this year to New England, and that's Dante Scarnecchia. Just how about the coaching job Scar has been able to do this year? Because that offensive line is really clicking right now, Kevin.
I think it's speaking volumes for itself right now. I don't think you have to comment on it. I think the play of the offensive line has showed that there's a different leader. And not saying anything bad about the other guy. But just knowing how I know Dante Scarnecchia, I know what he wants out of his guys. I know that he really cares about his guys. And he lets them know it. He lets them know both things.
Kevin Faulk with us right now, wrapping up with the three-time Super Bowl champion. For the Falcons, it all starts with their offense. We know they have the preeminent offense in the National Football League statistically. You give Bill Belichick 2 weeks to prepare. You got to like the Patriots' chances, but it's still going to be tough to slow down this offense. What do you think Bill's approach and game plan is going to be going up against this highly efficient Falcons offense?
Well, you never know what Bill is going to attack. You never know what he looked at film at the course of the beginning of the week, and him and his coaching staff sat down and said, we're going to stop this, we're going to stop that. Whatever, I know they're going to try to stop something, try to limit them at that, and play football. This is the last game of the NFL season. You have the two best teams in the NFL playing right now. Something's going to happen negative to each team. It's about how you respond to it and how you move forward after that.
Since you've been in New England for such a long time, and now you've been away for a few years, but with Bill, you went to 5 Super Bowls, and you know what he's like preparing for each game. Is it any different from maybe week 2 or week 3, how Bill prepares then for the Super Bowl? What's Bill like leading up to this game?
Well, I'm going to give you a prime example. It's really not a difference because at the beginning of the year, we're practicing in full pay. And if he feels like that as a team, we're not where we are at that point toward the end of the year, even if it's Super Bowl week, we're going to be practicing in full pay.
You won a Super Bowl in Houston, and that was in 2003, and you were extremely clutch in that fourth quarter. What do you remember about that 2003 Super Bowl victory?
Making plays when they need to be made. There was certain situations where I was in the game instead of Antoine, and not sure, crazy thing is not sure why, but when your number is called, get in there and do what you got to do. You can't ask questions.
What is it like to be in the huddle with Tom Brady, Kevin?
That's awesome. It's one of those things that you're in the huddle pretty much every day with him, and you understand you're on the same page. When a play is called, you kind of know what each guy on the team, on the offensive team, is looking for or what they have to do, and that's a special feeling when you know what your guy's doing next to you.
And no one could have predicted this success when Drew Bledsoe got hit by Mo Lewis. No one could have told me that this guy would have a chance to win 5 Super Bowls in this league. When was that moment that you knew that Tom was the right man taking over that football team?
It takes a while for it to happen. You can win as many games as you want, but it takes a while for a team, a player, a coach to get adapted to something. But you could see a lot of strength in his game early on when he was a rookie. to his second year, and once he got into play, those strengths started to work, and you could tell that he was a strong leader on the football team, strong president as a quarterback. He needed that, and you could tell that if this ball gets rolling, you could tell he could be a real good quarterback.
And Kevin, we all know in the 3 Super Bowls that you won, they came down to the wire. You won all 3 of them by 3 points. When you're in such a dogfight like that, and you're so close, and then finally you see the clock go 0-0, whether it was in New Orleans or Houston or Jacksonville, when you finally realize you're a champion, just what's that feeling like, since, a lot of us don't get to live through it, and you were able to live through it?
You can't grasp that right at that moment once that clock is 0. There's so many thoughts go through your mind. I know just talking to other guys, after it happened and once we were settled, asking them what was their first thought, what was their first train of thought. Well, the first thing for a lot of guys is, where's my family? I got to celebrate with my family. A lot of guys are looking for their family, to get them out the stadiums, to come on the field with them, and share the moment. I'm not saying that sharing the moment with your teammates is not good, because he shared that moment with them, all that hard work he put through the course of that year with your teammates. But that moment when you win it, you have neglected your family for a while because you were at work. You want them to experience why you were there, why you did what you did. So the first people you look for is your kids and your family.
That's unbelievable. Kevin Faulk, before we let you run, also in that 2003 Super Bowl, there was a crazy moment in that game where Matt Chatham decked a streaker. Do you remember that? And when you're in the battle like that and you see some jackass run on the field and then one of your teammates just decks him, I know you're focusing on the game, but just what are you thinking?
Good job. Great form tackle.
Hey, Kevin, one more for you, just since we were talking about the Super Bowl victories that you had. Since you're retired now, you can't next one me, because the first time I ever interviewed you, I asked you what was your favorite Super Bowl, and you said the next one. So since you can't next one me anymore, what was your favorite Super Bowl victory?
The next one.
You can't next one.
I'm not playing no more, but I'm still a Patriot.
Come on, as a player, which one was your favorite one to win?
All of them, man. They all were significant for me. New Orleans, that was my home state. I won a state championship on that field, so that was a real important one. Houston, 3 hours away. I have a lot of relatives and family in Houston, and that one was special to me as well. Jacksonville, far away from home, but had a bunch of people that come to the game, and so they all were special. And after Jacksonville, I drove home, so that was like a family ride home.
Well, hopefully we see the next one coming up on Sunday. Kevin Faulk, appreciate the time. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Zach.